What if a single bite of food could change someone's entire life forever? That's exactly what happened on a quiet Tuesday evening at Rosemary's Kitchen, a small family restaurant tucked away on the outskirts of Atlanta. The autumn rain tapped gently against the windows as 63-year-old Maya Williams wiped down her last table of the night. Her worn hands moved with the practiced grace of someone who'd been serving others for over 4 decades. She'd been working double shifts all week, saving every penny for her granddaughter's college textbooks, never imagining that in just a few minutes, a stranger would walk through those doors and ask a simple question that would turn her world upside down. The aroma of her grandmother's secret jambalaya recipe still lingered in the air. The same recipe she'd been perfecting in the restaurant's kitchen whenever the chef stepped away. Little did Maya know, that familiar scent was about to catch the attention of someone who could change everything. Maya had always been more than just a waitress at Rosemary's Kitchen. For 15 years, she'd watched over the restaurant like it was her own family, arriving early to help with prep work and staying late to make sure everything was spotless. Tater, owner Mrs. Chen, had become like a sister to her. And when the head chef called in sick or needed a break, Maya would slip into the kitchen and work her magic with the recipes her grandmother had taught her back in New Orleans. Her jambalaya was something special. Even the regular customers would ask if Maya was cooking that night because somehow her version tasted different from everyone else's. She had learned by watching her grandmother's weathered hands dance over the stove, adding a pinch of this and a dash of that, never measuring, always knowing. Maya carried that same intuition, that same love in every grain of rice. That Tuesday evening started like any other. The dinner rush had faded, only a few tables remained. Maya was humming softly, thinking of her granddaughter Jasmine, who was struggling to afford her second year of nursing school. Every tip Maya earned went into an envelope marked Jasmine's Future, hidden in her small apartment drawer. Then the door chimed. In walked a man in an expensive charcoal suit, silver hair perfectly styled despite the rain. He looked around the modest restaurant, the mismatched chairs, the faded Louisiana photos on the walls. Maya approached with her warm smile. "Good evening, sir. What can I get started for you tonight?" The man glanced at the menu briefly, then looked straight at her. "I keep smelling something incredible, something with rice and spices. Do you know what that might be?" Maya's heart skipped. The jambalaya. Maya hesitated. "Well, sir, that would be jambalaya, but it's not on the menu tonight. Our chef prepared other specials." "And you made it, didn't you?" He interrupted gently, eyes twinkling. "I can tell by the way your face lit up when you mentioned it." Heat rose in Maya's cheeks. She'd always been told to stay in her lane, to just serve, not boast. "I did make a small batch earlier," she admitted. "But I'm just a waitress, sir. I was helping out when we got busy." The man leaned forward, voice sincere. "Would it be possible for me to try some? My late wife used to make something that smelled just like what's coming from your kitchen." Something in his tone, a sadness mixed with hope, pierced Maya's heart. She hurried into the kitchen, ladled a generous portion, added cornbread she had baked fresh that morning, and set the dish before him. The man inhaled deeply. "This smells exactly like home." He took his first bite. The restaurant seemed to hold its breath. His eyes widened, tears forming. Bite after bite, his face softened into wonder. "This is extraordinary," he whispered. "In all my years, in all the finest restaurants, I've never tasted jambalaya this perfect." Maya felt pride, but also confusion. "Thank you, sir. That's very kind." The man reached into his jacket and pulled out a business card. "What's your name?" "Maya Williams, sir." "Maya, I'm David Harrison. I own a chain of restaurants, and I've been looking for someone with your talent. Would you be interested in running your own kitchen?" Maya's world tilted. I don't understand, sir. I'm just a waitress. I don't have formal training." David's eyes softened. Sometimes the best chefs are the ones who learn from love. My wife taught me that. She never went to culinary school, but she could make magic in the kitchen, just like you." Maya shook her head. "Sir, I appreciate your kindness, but I can't. Mrs. Chen depends on me, and I need this job for my granddaughter's schooling." David leaned closer. "Tell me about your granddaughter." Despite herself, Maya poured out Jasmine's story: nursing school, textbook costs, Maya's double shifts, the dream of a better life. David's voice was quiet. "I lost my wife 2 years ago. She always said the most important ingredient is love. When I tasted your jambalaya, I could taste that love. That's not something you can teach." At that moment, Maya's phone buzzed. A message from Jasmine. "Grandma, I might have to drop out. The textbooks are too expensive. I don't want you working yourself to death for me." Tears welled in Maya's eyes. She looked around Rosemary's kitchen, the place she had loved for 15 years. Mrs. Chen was watching from behind the counter, her eyes full of pride. "Mrs. Chen," Maya whispered, "could you come here?" The elderly owner listened to the story, then looked at David. "Maya is like family to me. She's the heart of this place." David bowed his head. "I understand, but her talent deserves to be shared with the world." Maya's voice trembled. "Mrs. Chen, you've been like a mother to me, but maybe it's time to use the gifts God gave me." Mrs. Chen's eyes softened. "Oh, my dear girl, I've been waiting 15 years for you to realize how special you are. Of course you should take this chance." David smiled. "My new restaurant will feature authentic regional cuisine. Your jambalaya would be the cornerstone." Maya realized her grandmother's legacy was about to live on. 6 months later, Maya stood in her own kitchen at Harrison's Heritage Restaurant, wearing Chef White's embroidered with her name. The restaurant became the talk of Atlanta. Critics raved about her soulful dishes, her grandmother's jambalaya, her mother's shrimp and grits, her bread pudding that made grown men weep. Each dish told a story. Love passed from generation to generation. Jasmine graduated nursing school with honors. She often visited after her hospital shifts, amazed that one bite of jambalaya had changed their lives forever. David became family. His grief found purpose in her gift. She found recognition she'd never imagined. Mrs. Chen visited weekly, ordering jambalaya and proudly telling anyone, "I always knew Maya was special." On quiet evenings, when the last customer left, Maya whispered a prayer of gratitude to her grandmother. She could almost feel those weathered hands guiding her. The envelope in her apartment no longer read Jasmine's future. Now it read, Jasmine's dreams, savings for graduate school. Because when we share our hidden gifts, the world often responds with abundance. Sometimes one bite can change everything.